Moving on to inequality. You solve an inequality just like you solve an equation. Use the exact same steps. You want to get your variable completely by itself. The only difference is if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. One more thing added to inequalities is you have to graph them. If you graph an inequality that is less than or greater than, you use an open dot. If you are graphing less than or equal to or greater than and equal to, use the closed dot. Now, just a quick reminder, you should already know this, but to remind you, when you have the sign, the open side goes towards the biggest number. The closed side goes towards the smallest number. So on this sign, since it is closed first, it is less than. Since this one is open first, it is greater than. This little bar underneath the sign means it is equal to also. So it's closed and equal, so that means it is less than or equal to. This one's open and equal, so greater than equal to. First example, we have 3x minus 9 is greater than 27. So same steps as if we were solving an equation. We get rid of your constant first. So the opposite of negative 9 is positive 9. So 9's cancel out, and you have 3x is greater than 27 plus 9 is 36. To get x by itself, you have to divide by 3. Okay, this is where you have to stop and check yourself. Is 3 positive or negative? This 3 is positive, so my sign stays the same. And 36 divided by 3 is 12. So we need to make a number line to graph it. I like 3 numbers on the number line with the answer in the middle, and a number on each side. Now, greater than is not equal to, so that means we want an open dot on the 12. So what this says is you want all numbers that are bigger than 12. We don't want 12 included in that answer because 12 is not bigger than 12. And then you want to shade towards the region that all numbers are bigger than 12, so that would be shading towards the 13. A quick way to check to see if you shaded the correct way, this only works if your x is on the left-hand side of the sign. But if your x or your variable is on the left-hand side of the sign, whatever way the sign is pointing is the way you shade. So my sign is pointing to the right, so I shaded to the right. Once again, that only works if your variable is on the left-hand side of the sign. Our second one, example, we want to subtract 6 first. That cancels out. We'll bring down negative 2x is greater than negative 16. I want to divide both sides by negative 2. 2's cancel out. I divided by negative 2. When you divide by a negative, you have to flip your sign. Then negative 16 divided by negative 2 is positive 8. So to make my number line, I want 3 points on it, answer in the middle, and then one number on each side. This says I want all numbers that are smaller than 8. Once again, my variable's on the left. It's pointing to the left. My sign's pointing to the left, so I want to shade to the left. It is not equal to, so I want an open dot and shade towards the left. Okay, next example. I want to add 27 to both sides. So I have 3x is less than or equal to 54. Divide both sides by 3. x3 is positive, so my sign stays the same. 54 divided by 3 is equal to 18. I need to make my number line. 18 in the middle. Right, this answer says I want all numbers that are smaller than or equal to 18. Well, 18 is equal to 18, so it needs to be a solid dot. Then numbers that are smaller than 18 are to the left. So I'm going to shade to the left. Okay, last example. You want to subtract 10 from both sides. I'm left with negative 2x. If you look carefully, the 10's canceled out. I'm left with a minus sign in front of that 2x, so that makes it negative 2x. Then 20 minus 10 is 10. Divide both sides by negative 2. Since we're dividing by negative, we have to flip the sign. 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5. So to graph it, negatives are a little weird. They kind of go backwards. You want your so go negative 6, negative 5, negative 4. To read our statement, it says we want all numbers that are bigger than or equal to negative 5. So since it's equal to, it's a closed dot. And since we want numbers that are bigger, it goes to the right. Once again, our variable is on the left, and our sign is pointing to the right. That's why we shade to the right. Go ahead and pause the video and do the first you try. So when you're doing the first you try, you want to subtract 16 both sides. So that gives you 4x is greater than 48. Divide both sides by 4. X is greater than 12. So on our number line, 11, 12, 13. It is not equal to, so therefore we want an open dot. And numbers that are bigger, so we shade towards the right. And pause the video and do your second you try. So for your second, you want to subtract 10 both sides. That gives you negative 10x is greater than or equal to negative 40. Divide both sides by negative 10. The negative 10's cancel out. We have x. We divided by negative 10, so we have to flip our sign. And negative 40 divided by negative 10 is positive 4. So for our number line, 3, 4, 5. Right. This says x is greater or less than or equal to 4. So since it can be equal to, we need a solid dot and shades it towards the left since it is smaller than. So don't forget, divide or multiply by negative, you flip your sign. If it is less than or greater than, you have an open dot. If it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you have a closed dot.